Okay, I think we're live. This is Chris Mulder from Tridac Mortgage on the Danforth, and today I'm joined by a very special friend, Corey Massey, Business Development Manager for MCAP. Corey, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I like the hanging of the Leaf jerseys in the background. That's really cool. How badly are you missing hockey?
Oh man, I got to tell you, it's hard. It's hard. I never realized how much I was going to miss sports. I thought it was going to be an easy thing, but man, it is hard to not sit down and turn the tube on and cheer the boys and the girls on or whoever you're cheering for. So
Yeah.
nice
It might be the only thing that's harder than being a Leafs fan is not having any hockey at all.
Yeah, well, I guess there's that. But on the bright side, at least all the playoff stress is sort of over, unless they figure out a way to miraculously save the
season. Good, Corey. Well, listen, I wanted to invite you onto a call with me. Many of my clients are clients of MCAP. I'm a big supporter of yours, and of course, as we've gone through the various stages of denial with the COVID outbreak, I know you and the team have been hard at work to support clients. So I wanted to bring you on so you could explain a little bit about what MCAP is doing for existing borrowers. And then maybe I'll ask you questions about what's next and what changes have come about. So, Corey, how have the last few weeks been for you and the MCAP team supporting borrowers?
Well, I've been with MCAP for about 10 years now, and I've been in the industry supporting brokers like you for about 20-25. Unbelievably, that's why I don't have as much hair as I used to have.
Figures.
But the last month has been a month unlike anything anybody has ever seen. The phones are ringing, off the hook. There's a lot of concerned clients and, just concerned people in general over everything that's going on, and trying to resolve and trying to help every single customer, is the most important thing on our plate right now.
Yeah. And so what does that look like? What support is there for existing MCAP clients who maybe want to defer their mortgages? What options do they have?
Well, we actually have a really slick process in place right now where a client can actually log right online to their own portal. It's called My MCAP. They can log on to their portal. That's where they can see their mortgage information. And right on there, they can find a spot where they can trigger their own skip a payment. So there's an automated system in the background that's helping us process these more efficiently for all of our customers, and helping us get through them quickly and accurately as well. So it's a wonderful system. MCAP is definitely the pioneer in this process. We're the first ones to have any kind of an automated system, tied into the client's portal.
Sorry, Corey, let me just interject. So to be clear, it's not necessary to speak with somebody in customer service. Just go onto the portal and you can manage it yourself. And it's the skip a payment function. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. It's very clearly labeled. There's lots of information there where a client can choose that option. And there's just some simple questions that they have to ask, and that we have to be able to document in the background, just, situations regarding the COVID, but just simple, yes and no type of answers, drop downs, a couple of questions they have to pick. It'll literally take them less time filling out that form than it would to log in. Like, that's how fast it is. So.
Right. That's brilliant. And can they choose the length of skip a payment, or is it month by month, payment by payment? How does that work?
That's a very good question. So it's month to month. So we just ask the client to go in, as their situation changes, you're looking to use skip a payment in situations where you really need it, right? It's not like a payment holiday or anything like that.
Right.
The client has to cover those costs at some point down the road. But it's really just to help a customer deal with, an income loss or something, some sort of short time frame. So we don't really want to do anything more than a month at a time. So it's pretty easy to do. You just log on, you ask for it, and boom, that's it. We've taken so many calls, and we've taken so many emails. Over a period of like a 2 to 3 week period, we took like a year worth of normal email and phone call volume. It's just crazy.
Wow. So if anybody's been trying to get in touch and hasn't been successful yet, they know why now.
Yes, and it's not from lack of having all hands on deck. Literally every person who is able to is logged in and trying to help clients with the process. Yes, there could be some waits. We're getting better. We're completely up to date with all the requests. There was a time there where there was a significant wait because literally everybody was calling at the same time. We're very familiar with this flatten the curve COVID, with all of the COVID, health scare that we've got. We're trying to flatten the curve at MCAP with customers calling at the different time of the month instead of all at the same time.
Right. Right. I'm sure it just spiked all at once. Yeah.
That's what happened. We're just not staffed. Nobody is. And all the banks, everybody is in the same boat, but we've got it under control. And now that we have this portal assistance, that's really going to help the client a lot. So.
Right. Very good. Do we know if a borrower decides to do skip a payment, the interest is being, I assume, added to the balance, or on the next month, do they have to bring that payment up to date plus the next one? How does that work?
Yeah, the skip a payment, it just adds that the amount to the end of their loan, to the end of to their term, and then when the term is over, that will increase their mortgage balance a little bit. Right. And then so what we do is we just re-amortize whatever balance is left. So it's going to end up costing a slightly higher monthly payment to finish off the mortgage. But at the end of the day, it's all about cash flow right now and to get us through this little short time. And again, that's why we're doing it month to month.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like the month to month as opposed to just being forced to take 6 months deferral, because if the situation changes back, now maybe you want to have that control over how many deferrals you actually make.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's really good, Corey. And is there anything else that's happening in the background that existing borrowers of MCAP should be aware of in terms of support that's being made available, and or how, for example, how deferred payments are going to affect them in the future? Will that get reported, for example, to credit bureaus or anything like this?
That's a really good question. And I'm happy to say that deferments should not appear on their credit bureau. And for MCAP, they definitely won't.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other lenders out there that do things in different ways. I really cannot imagine that this is going to hit anybody's credit bureau. This is not the idea. This is not how it should be. It should not affect your ability to borrow credit in the future. Yeah. This is kind of a one-off situation that we're helping, and it's kind of a gimme.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not going to hurt
Got
you.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Good, Corey. Very good. And so one last question before we wrap up the call then. For any new borrowers and new business that you're looking at, with a forward look, how are you adapting to the changing environment in terms of qualification of borrowers? Is there more rigor, for example, for confirmation of income? How are we dealing with appraisals going forward? Just make a few comments about that, if you will.
Yeah, we've had to adapt quite a bit to the business coming in. We've had to make changes with appraisals because the appraisers were not able to come into your home, and most people don't even want an appraiser into their home at this point because you're as much afraid of them as they are of you.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
sure.
so the industry has really done a really good job of finding ways to do a modified appraisal. So that's, to do business virtually. So
Hmm.
appraisers are doing modified appraisals where they're going to perhaps contact the client and maybe get the client to do a virtual tour of their house using, a platform similar to this, or maybe using, their iPhone and doing or maybe a Skype, right? So
Right.
they're virtual, and similar to lawyers, again, finding creative ways of getting around it. That this business has become very resilient over the years.
Mhm.
Where we think there's a huge speed bump, all of a sudden we find a way to build a nice gentle ramp to get past it. So
Right.
it takes a little bit of time for everybody to kind of find their way. But everybody has done a really great job in this industry to try to keep things going. The only thing is with the income, it's getting a little bit more difficult right now. A lot of lenders for new deals going forward, we're looking for income documents up front so they can really help you out as a broker and help
Yeah.
themselves out as clients to have all that income documentation up front for new deals to prove their employment.
Right.
That's just a little bit of an added step that we're taking just to make sure that that the deal is solid and that they can afford it as
Right.
much as.
Right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to look out for our clients and borrowers, to make sure that they're not biting off more than they can chew in the situation. But it
Absolutely.
sounds like MCAP has really worked their way through some of the challenges in regards to accepting the modified appraisals, allowing lawyers to work virtually. So that's really wonderful, and we see it every day working with you.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic, Corey.
Yeah.
Um, Great, Corey. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up the call?
Well, it's always a pleasure to work with you, Chris. You're a pro. You've always been a pro, and so kudos to you and your team. You guys do a great job, and we, not just me personally, but our team of underwriters, our management team. You have a great relationship with everybody, and it shows. You have great quality of business, and that comes from having a great quality of clients.
Oh man, I'm gonna blush here in front of the camera, Corey. That's very kind, and it goes back to you. Thanks for all the support, and thanks very much for joining me on this call, taking some time out of your day. So
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And on that note, we'll sign off. This is Chris Mulder from Tridac Mortgage. As always, if you have any questions, any concerns, you can call, phone, email, direct message me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I respond to all of it. We'll be in touch. Bye for now.